Sí. Estamos hablando de entradas de béisbol, entradas de béisbol. Ok, bueno, en los años los años de 80, sí, ah, iba con mucha frecuencia a Wrigley Field, sí, y siempre un bleacher bum, ah, pero una persona con un trabajo normal que no ganan una gran cantidad de béisbol, podía comprar entradas de béisbol. Y adelante en los años como 2000, bueno, digamos 2005, 2008, cuando tenía chicos, ¿sí? No podíamos, mi esposo y yo, no podíamos comprarles entradas,
Mm.
porque el valor de la entrada, el costo, sí, sí, subía, it was going up,
Wow.
subía tanto, sí. Una vez, bueno, pensábamos en comprar entradas a un partido, no de béisbol, pero un partido de como fútbol americano, sí, para un bowl game, un partido de torneo de campeonato aquí en el área de Phoenix, en Tempe, creo, pero era como, y fue un equipo de universidad como Iowa State. No es, perdón, no es un
Profesional.
equipo de primera categoría Iowa State, pero a un torneo de enero al principio del año y no podíamos comprar entradas porque era como, ¿cuánto costó? ¿Costó o nos costaría? It would cost us. Sí, nos costaría como $150 cada,
Wow.
cada entrada. ¡Ay! Es imposible. Ok. Bueno, hola Federico. Y
Hola.
bien, vamos a empezar con una foto una foto muy triste. Es la vista de Acapulco.
Oh,
Mira lo que pasó.
es
Hubo,
terrible.
hubo un huracán, hubo un huracán que se llama Otis. Qué nombre para huracán. Y lo que pasó era la semana pasada, describieron la tempestad tropical como tempestad tropical hasta ayer y ayer por la noche hasta hoy en día por la mañana, ah, creció en un día desde tempestad tropical hasta la categoría número 5 de huracán. Y me imagino que se dice que es difícil obtener fotos y es difícil obtener mucha comunicación ahorita con Acapulco, pero aquí pueden ver una vista de, de una calle creo que en el barrio turístico, me imagino. Sí, qué triste. Y peligroso. Y peligroso. Ok, los pobres. Y huracán en un día. Wow,
Ujú.
qué difícil. Ok. Ah, Adelante, adelante. Lo que vamos a practicar muchísimo hoy es hablar con una mezcla de muchos tiempos. Y ustedes pueden hacer lo que quieran, whatever you want. Sí, pueden hablar con los dos pasados, con hola, chiquito. Ya, wow. Buenas tardes. En el presente, en el futuro, no importa, lo que quieran, whatever you guys want, lo que quieran. Ok, bueno, pero vamos a empezar con... hay varias fotos que no teníamos tiempo, no tuvimos tiempo la semana pasada. Aquí, como aquí. Bueno, vamos a empezar con esto, ¿sí? Son las viejas fotos. These are the older photos, the ones that we didn't get time for, ¿sí? Que no tuvimos tiempo al fin de la clase la semana pasada, ¿sí? Y estos verbos que ven aquí cerca de cada foto, son sugerencias. Sugerencias, solamente sugerencias. Pueden decir lo que quieran. Well, you guys can say whatever you want. Pero si hablamos de este hombre en la cocina, ahí, ¿cuáles son sus ideas? Pasado, presente, futuro, no importa. Perdón.
Well, el hombre rompió el huevo después de lo poner de la nevera.
Ok. Sí, después de sacarla de la nevera, del refrigerador, sí, del refri. Sí, rompió, sí, rompió el huevo.
Él lo frío y también lo comí con el tostada por su desayuno.
Ok, sí. Sí, y usamos romper o podemos usar romper, sí. Romperse es como break part of your body. Or posible, sí, romperse con CL when it's an accident. Remember, if it's an accident with break, it's se me rompió, se le rompió, se nos rompió. It broke on somebody, but that indicates the se me or se le or se nos. That indicates an oops. So if we just use romper, plain old vanilla romper, it's just broken egg. Okay. Bueno, ¿hay algo más? Federico y Carlos, ¿sí?
Ella dijo a él preparar su propio desayuno.
Sí, puedes preparar tu propio desayuno, your own, ¿sí?
Now I needed dijo a él. Is that correct?
Le dijo from seeing the photo, we would know that Le was talking about him. Le dijo a él. Dijo a él, pero dijo a él suena un poquito raro. You need a le dijo. You can add an a él onto it if you want, but you need a le dijo. She said to him.
Oh, okay. In that case,
Sí.
I would eliminate the a-l and I put le in front of dijo.
Suena mejor. It sounds a little better. Sí, le dijo.
Okay.
La mujer le dijo a él, the woman told him, sí, puedes preparar tu propio desayuno. You can fix your own breakfast. Así. Bien. Vale. Bueno, Carlos.
Ha roto un huevo para freír, tal vez servirlo para desayuno.
Sí, tal vez, sí. Y rompió, sí. Roto es como broken, pero rompió, he broke, ¿sí? Y la diferencia entre roto y rompió, perdón. Ay.
Is rota a verb?
Sí, roto viene de romper. It does not look like it comes from romper very much. There's no M, there's no P. Pero
Yeah.
roto significa broken, como, sí, algo está, la máquina está rota. You know, the machine is broken.
Oh,
Como
it's
así,
yeah.
sí, broken. So that indicates, you know, a state. We need another verb to go
It's
with
a state. It's
roto.
a state.
Right.
Okay.
Sí.
Roto.
Or, you know, we can have two, or roto. He has broken. Se puede usar así. You can use that, and it's still talking in the past. So, roto. Oui. I think my poor keyboard does not know what to do, or else my cat is stepping on it. Bye. A ver. Momentito. Roto, sí. Roto has broken. Vale, perfecto. Está roto, something is broken. Roto has broken. Ok, vale. Bueno, ¿algo más o no? Quizás el hombre le preparó un buen desayuno para su novia, para su esposa. Quizás. Ok, ¿algo más? ¿No? Ok, siguiente. La foto del partido de béisbol.
Okay.
Ah,
Dos chicos están jugando al béisbol.
están jugando al béisbol. Bien.
Un chico está, oh gosh, corriendo al base. Al base. I didn't know what al base. El otro chico está pudiendo lo atrapar por agarrando la pelota antes llegando del. Oh, I can't read my writing. Antes del arriving or llegar, maybe?
Antes de llegar, before getting to,
Yeah.
antes de llegar sí, first base. A lot of baseball words get borrowed too, para que sepan. So, you know, I think, you know, you hear people just using a home run. Marcó un home run. Ok, a ver. Bueno, a ver, hay más.
Una pregunta.
Sí, dime.
I was trying to write this sentence. El niño está tratando de llegar a la base, and this is where I'm stuck. Antes de, before he's tagged out. What would I? He's trying to arrive at the base before he's tagged out, but I had no clue on that one.
No, sí. No tengo
Trying
mucha
to-
experiencia con sí, con el vocabulario del béisbol.
Another way to say it.
Sí, a ver, voy a buscar algo, no sé. Es buena pregunta, Patricia, pero creo que quizás pillar, catching somebody, quizás.
It says in a game, marrow, M-A-R-R-O.
M-A.
Marrow.
Marcar, quizás, pero but that's like more of a like electronic tag. Tengo que buscar un poquito más.
Maybe I
¿Cuál
should
es el
say called up.
término exacto cuando hablamos de béisbol? Porque tengo
Could
que
we say
confesar
called up?
que no estoy segura.
Yeah.
Pero Pillar would mean to catch somebody, que, bueno, suena probable, pero no estoy segura. Voy a buscar el término exacto. Muchas veces sí, marcar muchas veces es como score, pero sí.
Know your goal ao base, salvo. ¿Es posible decir este?
Mm. Tengo que buscar si hay, me imagino que hay palabras exactas que se refieren. Sí, hoy sí, base.
Base.
Base. Se dice que en béisbol, home first, etcétera, base.
Base.
Sí. Entonces trata de atrapar la pelota. Un chico trató de atrapar la pelota antes de que llegara el otro jugador, el otro beisbolista al base. Ok, bien. Bueno, a ver. Y aquí tenemos una foto regular de viajar, una escena muy común cuando viajamos y es algún lugar turístico, un sitio turístico, ¿no? Bien, ¿qué podemos decir de esto? Hay muchos verbos posibles, ¿sí? Viajar, visitar, recorrer, que es tour. When you tool around, looking at everything, that's recorrer.
Oh, I see.
Recorrer es to tour. O tomar fotos o andar, caminar, sí. Por ejemplo, sí, los turistas llegaron al lugar turístico, al monumento, digamos, llegaron al monumento por autobús. Ok. Y vieron en el monumento una fuente aquí, o dos fuentes, digamos dos fuentes aquí, bien. Y quizás tomaban fotos durante su visita mientras recorrían por el sitio turístico, ¿no? Ok, bien. Vale. Bueno.
Creo que estos son fanáticos para el béisbol y juego. Y este es el estadio.
Ok, sí. Bien. Ok. Bueno, sí. Adelante. Mona, let's see if you can catch what some folks are saying here. This one is going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's kind of a listening to see if you can, well, it's both. Keep in mind, I'm going to have to slow this guy down significantly. This guy speaks more. Okay, I do have it slowed down. This guy speaks more and teaches more to people who are trying to get to that C1 or C2 level to get a really high ranking, okay, on their language skills. So he engages in a lot of what they call shadowing, which I don't expect you to do with this video. Shadowing is where somebody says a sentence and you say it right as fast as you can after they do to try to get the rhythm of exactly the words they say. It is a way for increasing how fluid somebody speaks, but it can be kind of an intimidating thing to do in long sentences, which is what he's going to do. So we're going to break it down a little bit. Point with this is going to be, he's going to be showing some examples where we're going to be using past tenses. And let's see if you can pick up on whether he's using imperfecto or pretérito, okay? Whether you can just hear the right sound he's giving. And we'll have a couple where we'll take a look at what he means in English, and then how are we going to plug that into Spanish. I need to get to just the right place here. Okay. ¿Pueden ver la pantalla? You can see him on the screen? ¿Sí?
Yes,
Claro?
sí.
Okay, vale, bueno. Okay, here are the verbs we're going to be using. And you might be able to guess at some of these right off the bat. So let's talk about that a little bit first. Okay, and here we know these are going to have to be imperfecto, pero ¿por qué?
Descriptions.
Description. Sí, descripción. Okay, we're going to need to use hacer, tomar, and tener. So what we're going to be saying is that day it was really hot and people were laying out in the sun. Tomar el sol is like laying out, okay? Tomar el sol. People were laying out in the sun in the park. But I had to go to work. And because this is all a descriptive narrative, these are all going to go into imperfecto. So what will these three verbs be?
See?
Hacía.
Hacía. Okay. Segundo, el segundo verbo.
Tomaba.
Tomar
Tomaba.
become
Tomaba.
Tomaba.
tomaba. Tomaba, sí, ok. Y tomaba singular, aunque gente es people, no es plural. A ver, sí. Entonces, la gente tomaba el sol. I had to go to work. Yo
Tenía.
tenía que ir a trabajar. Now, when he says it, it's going to sound very fast for you. I'm slowing him down. What I want you to notice is how these sounds are going to connect through from one word leading into the next. Because a lot of times when you listen to people speaking, what you're hearing is going from dia to hacía. Dia ends in an a, hacía starts with an a. That a from dia is going to blend right into the verb. Okay? So listen to how he says it. He's going to have a pause for people to repeat it, but don't worry about that.
He's not talking. No volume.
Can't hear him?
No.
No,
Cannot.
okay, momentito. I got funny things going on with Zoom tonight. Hang on. Let's try. Una vez más. Oh, my buttons are popping around. Okay. Mejor. Okay, let's let him say it one more time.
Ese día hacía mucho calor y la gente tomaba el sol en el parque, pero yo tenía que ir a trabajar.
Okay. We'll let him repeat it. He's going to show the whole thing in a minute. Now, the thing that he does with shadowing is that he leaves the blanks in here and you're supposed to listen to what he says and repeat exactly what he says. Now, he goes at a pretty fast pace, so don't feel you have to go that fast. What we're going to see is how he connects multiple verbs and multiple ideas, which is what we do in English too. We just don't think about it.
Ese día hacía mucho calor y la gente tomaba el sol en el parque, pero yo tenía que ir a trabajar.
And so look at how those if we divided this, we would divide it up so that you kind of had a little pause after that word calor. Okay. So when you're listening to people speak, it'll sound fast because he's going to connect ese día hacía. All that is going to run together. Ese día hacía mucho calor. And the mucho calor, you probably hear right away.
Mhm.
You know what you're listening for with the mucho calor, right? What's
Mhm.
hard to pick up is this first segment. Ese día hacía. Ese día hacía. There's no pause between día and hacía. Okay, so when you're listening to people speak, be aware when it sounds like it's too fast. Often a big factor in that, maybe the biggest factor, is that they're connecting these words you are thinking of as separate pieces. So you're not hearing a pause because there isn't any. And the one word flows right into the next. So, ese día hacía mucho calor. Okay. Y la gente tomaba el sol. That one's a little bit easier because la gente tomaba el sol. We don't have, we have a vowel connecting to a consonant. It's not like connecting to another Yeah. You can distinguish between these words a little bit better. La gente tomaba el sol, but tomaba el sol. Not tomaba el sol, but tomaba el sol. Yeah, that's why it runs together. La gente tomaba el sol en el parque, pero, and here's our third pause, because it's the third idea. Yo tenía que ir a trabajar. Yo tenía que ir a trabajar.
Marilyn,
Esteban,
I'm going to ask probably a very stupid question.
no.
I would have said yo tuve que ir a trabajar. I had to go to work.
He did not phrase it that way, did he?
No. ¿Por qué?
¿Por qué? Why do you think?
He goes there all the time.
It's all in
doesn't-
description mode, and his choice. Actually, this is a good point, Esteban. There is a really subtle difference between tenía que trabajar, I had to work, and tuve que trabajar, I had to work, and tenía que trabajar, also I had to work. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? What's the difference? Tuve que trabajar. Somebody is saying that as it was a one-time shot
Mhm.
and done and over, and it's part of and definitely happened, and I'm pegging it. Think of it as like if you've got a cork board someplace in your kitchen or desk area, and that one board where everything gets pegged up, all your little appointment notes and like important things you got to grab for going to meetings and stuff. If you're pegging it for a specific spot, it's a tuve que.
Sí.
Tuve que. But the difference between tenía que and tuve que is kind of subtle. And
One would be an ongoing situation. If this happened every day and it was sunny and there were always people there and I always had to go to work, it'd be tenía.
yeah, and furthermore, it's kind of more like he's just talking about describing what was going on. And the focus is not on I was leaving and walking to work. The focus is on describing that scene and then just kind of lamenting, oh, here's how I fit into this. Oh, I didn't fit in because I had to go. Y nada más. It's a very subtle thing, but all it really means is they're not pegging it to a specific time or saying that it was a done deal, that he actually made it to work. The focus is just on the description and nothing else.
Would it have been wrong to say yo tuve que ir? If you were talking to
No
someone?
es necesariamente incorrecto. It's not necessarily incorrect.
the
You're
meaning-
putting
the
a
meaning
different
is
spin
different.
on it.
Yeah, the meaning, okay, okay.
You're
gracias.
putting a different spin on it. So the choice that somebody makes when they're communicating to you puts a certain spin on it. Tuve que ir, puts a certain finale,
Right.
a period on that. And it's emphasizing more like kind of thing of, I walked out of there. And he doesn't want to talk about that. He's just talking about the situation. He's just setting up the situation. Okay. And tuve que versus tenía que is so subtle. It really depends on the idea he is communicating to you. He's not emphasizing the action of him leaving. He's describing the whole scene and his part in it. And that's it. So therefore, it's all imperfecto there. And you'll hear tener more in imperfecto probably than in pretérito. Okay.
Now, a question. Ese día, the very start, that day,
That day.
it could be yesterday, it could be a year ago, correct?
Sí.
Okay.
No
Just
sabemos.
Ambiguous past.
No sabemos. We don't know. We don't have the context to know. He could be talking about last week. He could be talking about a day 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No sabemos. We don't know. It's just a description. Okay. Buena. Adelante. Let's check out.
Hacemos
different
otra y luego las
example.
comentamos.
Esto es interesante. I wanted to talk to you. How many times do we say, I wanted to do something? I wanted to run. I wanted to go. I wanted to eat. I wanted to talk to you. We're going to need querer. ¿Cómo se dice? I wanted to talk to you.
Yo quise hablar contigo.
Quise means I'm putting a real definite period on the end of that.
Okay.
And let's look at the whole idea.
I'm gonna go back. to what you
Digamos,
said to me.
let's
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back. I wanted to talk to you, but I didn't know if you were available at that moment or if you were busy.
Use veneer.
Okay, now don't focus on the venía part, but to say all this, here's the part that's kind of the outlier that's going to sound strange to you guys. Si te venía bien en ese momento. That whole phrase, si te venía bien en ese momento, is just that if you were available. That's kind of probably not a phrase you need to put in your back pocket or to have handy. You're not going to need to say that all the time, but many times we want to say, I wanted to do something. And the natural knee-jerk reaction for that is not quise.
Really?
Okay, because we're talking about a feeling. Okay, and if
Oh.
I say I wanted to talk to you, the emphasis is not on, for days I had this thing, but we have no idea how long you wanted to. Okay, so with a lot of these feeling kind of verbs, feelings, unless there's a real emphasis on time element, and we haven't got it here, it's going to be, we don't know the beginning and the end. Right? My kid wanted a BB gum for Christmas. How long? I don't know. He just wanted it. Yeah. Wanted is always just, I don't know, just wanted it. So that's always going to be an imperfecto. So how are we going to say that first part? I wanted to talk to you.
Sentía, maybe? Sentía?
Quería
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quería hablar contigo. And notice when you say it, quería ends in an A and hablar starts with an A. So those two are going to slide right together. Quería hablar contigo. It might be a yo quería hablar contigo, right? They might say a yo, they might not. Depends on what they feel like. Yeah. Yo quería hablar contigo. I wanted to talk to you. Oh, but I didn't know. And a lot of times we say, I did know, I didn't know. Querer is like saber with past. Just like I can't peg querer very frequently, or I don't intend to peg querer with a beginning and end. That's nice and neat. Yeah. If I didn't know, that's a mental process. It's like, yeah. So saber is going to go into imperfecto also. ¿Cómo se dice? I didn't know.
No sabía.
No sabía. No sabía. That's okay. Quería hablar, quería manejar, quería comer, quería beber algo. This is a go-to that you have to have handy. I wanted, quería, and tag on whatever that second verb is. This is just the most likely way you're going to need to say that. Quería hablar, quería beber, quería tomar algo, quería comer, lo que sea, whatever it might be, okay? Y no sabía. I didn't know. No sabía si te venía bien en ese momento. Don't worry about that segment. You're not likely to need to, be able to express that. Yeah. If it came to you well in this moment, that's a way of a colloquial choice of framing words together to say you're available. No biggie, okay? You're not likely to really need that, but or if you were busy, now there's something that could be useful. If you were busy, it's a state in the past.
Estaba. Estabas.
Estaba
Ocupado.
Estaba ocupada. All right. It's a temporary state. It's in the past. There is no tag of time on that. So that whole thing is going to run to imperfecto. Let's hear how it sounds when it all runs together. And he's running together really 4 different verbs, 4 different ideas here.
Quería hablar contigo, pero no sabía si te venía bien en ese momento o si estabas ocupada.
Wow. Yeah. Did that go fast? That slowed down to 75%. That's how fast people
Wow.
have to speak if they go
Quería hablar contigo,
Okay. Let me just, now, when you see it written out, you'll get it a little bit better.
contigo, pero no sabía si te venía bien en ese momento o si estabas ocupada. Lo que tienen en común estas dos
Okay. So look at that again. You've got a lot of things running together, but let's break it apart. That first phrase is quería hablar contigo. Quería hablar contigo. And the quería hablar, it's going to all run together. So when you're listening to people, that's the way it's going to sound. Quería hablar. Okay. Contigo. Here's our next segment. Pero no sabía. Pero no sabía. That's a little bit easier. I didn't know. Okay. Here's the hard part, but again, you're not likely to really in common conversation need to use this. Si te venía bien en ese momento. Here's the tag end. And this one you should be able to connect back. O si estabas ocupada. O si estabas. That si estabas, it's all going to run right together. There won't be any pause between the si and the estabas. O si estabas. O si estabas ocupada. And you can hear the end between estabas and ocupada because you have an S connecting to a vowel there. Okay, so a lot of the reason this sounds fast is again because you have things running together. Quería hablar. Bien? Okay. Vale.
si
Adelante.
estabas ocupada. Lo que tienen en común estas dos frases es que describen una escena congelada en el tiempo. Pero para que sea una historia de verdad, tiene que ocurrir algo. Y esa es la función del pretérito. Hacemos lo mismo de antes. Yo te doy el infinitivo y tú conjugas el pretérito.
Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. And now we're going to take a look at what happens. Some things may be preterite and imperfect. Some may go just one way or the other. And here we got a troublesome was. It was my birthday. Oh, and not just it was my birthday, but yesterday was my birthday.
Fue mi cumpleaños.
Fue mi
Ayer.
cumpleaños.
Ayer.
Ayer fue mi cumpleaños. Wow, I'm really pegging that. I'm pegging that. And now we're probably going to be talking about a party. Yeah. Okay. It was my birthday yesterday. I organized a barbecue at home. I organized a barbecue at home. Is that going to be a point in time? Or,
It's
okay,
point in time.
point in time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Point in time.
¿Cómo se
Pues
dice la forma de yo para organizar?
organizó.
Organize.
Organicé, y escribe con C. We write it with a C instead of a Z. It's just a spelling thing. But you
Oh.
pronounced it, everybody pronounces it right. Everybody says it right. But then they see it written, they go, oh, no. So just keep in mind the Z changes to a C, doesn't change the pronunciation. Organicé una barbacoa en mi casa. Okay. Oh, bunch of friends came over.
Algunos.
Well, we're going to do something with venir, and he's going to conjugate it for amigos. Montón just means a bunch of, like a great big group.
What is it? Montón.
Montón just means a whole bunch. That's all it
Montón.
means. We're conjugating venir for amigos.
I would say venían because it's a description. Even though it was yesterday, no?
Well, let's look at it this way. Is this more of like a sequence of what happened?
Okay, then you're gonna talk preterite.
Yeah. Now, let's think about that. If somebody switches off, Esteban, into saying, you know what, I'm going to say venían, then it would say, oh, a bunch of people were coming over, and now they're saying, ooh, and you're going to have to add more on. But these are just
Okay, so
like
it's
things that happened in the past. And we partied, and estado de fiesta is one way of saying partied, using it as a verb, right? Because festejar. Some people take festejar and make it a verb, but okay. Hasta las mil is again just a colloquial way of saying into the wee hours, really late. Okay.
Ayer fue mi cumpleaños y organicé una barbacoa en mi casa. Vinieron un montón de amigos y estuvimos de fiesta hasta las 1000.
And you'll see it written out shortly.
Ayer fue mi cumpleaños y organicé una barbacoa en mi casa. Vinieron un montón de amigos y estuvimos de fiesta hasta las 1000.
Bien, okay. Let's bring that back, and you can see how those words are going to slide through together. Ayer fue mi cumpleaños y organicé una barbacoa en mi casa. Barbacoa en mi casa. It all is gonna slide right through, see? Vinieron un montón de amigos y estuvimos de fiesta hasta las 1000. Okay. And all these are like, they happened in the sequence. Okay. And the reason for pretérito there is all these things happened in a sequence, one after the other.
Y organicé una barbacoa en mi casa. Vinieron un montón de amigos y estuvimos de fiesta hasta las 1000. Aquí va otra.
Okay. Oh, bueno, here's a good one. When I left the movie theater, we're going to need salir. Is that a peg it in time and happened fast, or is it description mode?
Salió.
It's
A different verb.
How fast does I left happen? Pretty fast.
Mm.
Okay. ¿Cómo se dice I left when I left the theater? ¿Cuándo? And you don't need to say the yo because we just need to know how to conjugate it.
Le,
Salí.
salí, salí.
Cuando salí del cine. Cuando salí del
Salí.
cine. Yeah. And here's a verb you might use frequently to say that you left a place, right? Cuando salí del cine. When I left the movie theater, I saw Elena.
Vi,
Oh,
vi
oh,
Elena.
Vi, vi Elena, and that's all going to run together. You've got
This
to
sounds
vi
like-
a Elena, but it's going to sound like this. Vi Elena. It'll sound like
Yeah,
vi Elena.
they sound like the imperfect.
Yeah, vi Elena. De lejos. De lejos. From a distance, meaning she's out there. Yeah, de lejos. Vi Elena de lejos. Oh, and I went over
Oh,
to
What?
say hi. See, acercar, and it's reflexive here. All it means is I walked up to her.
acerca,
Oh, acercar.
Acerqué.
acerca, yes.
Me acerqué a saludarla. Saludarla is greet her. The la is just talking, referring back to Elena. Okay. But look at how different that English translation looks because we use different groups of words often colloquially to say the same thing. You could say, I saw Elena from far off, from a distance, and I went up to her. I went over to her. I walked up to her. See? To greet her. But instead of greet her, you're probably in English going to say hi. Yeah. Saludar. Saludar es say hi. You don't need to decir hola. It's just saludar. Okay. We talked a bit about everything. Nosotros hablamos, ¿sí? Hablamos un poco de todo, y al final, I ended up buying her a coffee. Al final is the ended up idea, but notice he doesn't have comprar here.
I invited her.
He's got
Invite.
invite because he's paying.
Mm,
So when somebody is paying up for somebody else, that is usually expressed as invitar. It's just what they do. Okay. ¿Cómo se dice? And notice he doesn't have comprar. He's going to use invitar. And the la, again, is talking about Elena.
Mhm.
So I paid for her drink is what he's saying, right? And the al final is just kind of wrapping up the ended up idea. Okay. Al final, yo, forma de yo, invitar,
Invite. Invite.
invité a tomar un café. Okay. So let's hear him say it. And notice you're going to have to listen for a bunch of blocks. One block, salí del cine, cuando salí del cine, vi, that's the one block. Vi a Elena de lejos. There's another block. Vi a Elena de lejos. Y me acerqué a saludarla. There's another block. So when you're listening to these, listen in blocks. Yeah. Hablamos un poco de todo. There's a block. Hablamos un poco de todo. Y al final la invité a tomar un café. Al final, I wound up doing something. I ended up, I wound up, at the end, I did this. Okay.
Cuando salí del cine, vi a Elena de lejos y me acerqué a saludarla. Hablamos un poco de todo y al final la invité a tomar un café.
Okay. And let's let that go.
Cine, vi a Elena de lejos y me acerqué a saludarla. Hablamos un poco de todo y al final la invité a tomar un café.
So when I want you to listen to this again next week and listen for those connections, but like fast forward all the way to the end to where he's got this big block and listen to him speak and watch it and notice which words are going to slide together. And you're going to notice in a lot of cases, it's vowel to vowel to vowel, and they all slide into one sound. It sounds like one sound. Basically, like there's no pause, because there isn't a pause. Okay, all right. Let's take, I think he's got two more. Okay. Oh, sí. A ver, aquí. It was 6 a.m. I was about to go back to bed. But right then I received your message. We're going to see a lot of mixing here. Mixing of different kinds of past tenses. And I'm going to give you a hint. Whenever we talk about time in the past, rule has to be imperfecto, has to be, can't be anything else. Okay. And it's just, you got to accept it. You know, I might say, it was 8 o'clock, it was 10 o'clock, and you think, well, that's a point in time. Don't think that way. Just tell yourself, if I'm telling what the time was in the past, it's got to be only one thing. It can only be imperfecto. It's just the way that works. Entonces, ¿cómo se dice? It was 6 a.m.
Era.
And era would be for one thing, but how many hours?
Oh, era.
Ah,
A las 6.
eran las 6. Eran las 6. Okay. Eran las 6. There's our first chunk. Eran las 6. Oh, I was right about to, here's the brain fog of 6 a.m. coming in. Is this something he's doing? Or is he crawling back into bed and describing what that felt like?
Crawling back in.
Probably crawling back into bed. Yeah. It was 6 a.m. and I was right at the point. Estar a punto. I was at the point of going back to bed again. Volver a acostarme. Volver a acostarme is going to bed again. Okay. Let's put this chunk into imperfecto. Yo.
It's okay.
Estar.
Stop.
En el pasado, ¿sí? Imperfecto. Yo estaba al punto de volver a acostarme. Pero justo en ese momento, oh, your message got to me. Is that going to be or a long description thing?
It came.
Sure. Sí, cortito, fast, short. Okay. So we need to take llegar, and llegar is not talking about yo. Llegar is talking about tu mensaje, ¿verdad?
Llegó.
Llegó. Yeah. ¿Por qué me? Why the me?
To me.
To me. Yeah. Your message arrived to me. Probably a text. Probable. Okay. Let's listen to the whole thing.
Oh,
Eran las 6 de la mañana y estaba a punto de volver a acostarme, pero justo en ese momento me llegó tu mensaje.
Okay, don't try for the shadowing, but let's go for the bit with hearing it with the text.
Eran las 6 de la mañana y estaba a punto de volver a acostarme, pero justo en ese momento me llegó tu mensaje.
And play it again this week and notice how they link together. Eran las 6 de la mañana, boom, there's a chunk. Y estaba a punto de acostarme, volver a acostarme. Estaba al punto. You're not going to hear a pause between the estaba a. Estaba a punto Estaba a punto de volver a acostarme. Volver a acostarme. No pause. Volver a acostarme. Pero justo en ese momento me llegó tu mensaje. Me llegó tu mensaje. Okay, so listen for the flow. Let's move on. I think there is one more. Uno más. And he does a thing where he just reverses the order of the clause. Okay. And this one's a little silly, but we'll wrap up with this one. When I saw he was coming inside the store, I decided I didn't want to talk to him. So while you distracted him, I got out through the window. Well, I don't think anybody's going to go out through the window, but yeah, there we go. I would say the thing to focus on here is maybe not this distraer verb so much. It's based on traer. It'll conjugate like traer. It's not a verb you're likely to use, but you're likely to use a lot of verbs like ver and entrar and decidir and querer and yeah, those kind of things. Okay, so let's take a look. When I saw, ¿cuándo?
Yo vi.
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 Cuando vi que Pedro, when I saw
He was coming.
Pedro, and notice he phrases it as he was coming.
It's entraba.
Entrando.
Entraba en la tienda. I decided.
Okay.
Boom. Sí,
Decidí.
Pat.
Decidí. Yeah,
Decidí. Decidir, you are way more likely to hear as pretérito because unlike sabía, which I don't know how long I knew, yeah, when you decide, it's generally a quick kind of happening thing. Decidí, I decided I didn't want to talk to him. Decidí que no. Remember, wanted.
Wanted. It's that. Quería.
Quería, no quería hablar con él, ¿sí? And we'll let you listen for the last half of that because the distracted isn't really the main part of our message here, but you'll notice.
Cuando vi que Pedro entraba en la tienda, decidí que no quería hablar con él. Así que mientras tú lo distraías, yo me escapé por la ventana.
Okay, let's go for what you really hear one more time. Una vez más.
Cuando vi que Pedro entraba en la tienda, decidí que no quería hablar con él. Así que mientras tú lo distraías, yo me escapé por la ventana.
Okay, so notice mientras is kind of that magic word. While you were doing this, I did something else. Mientras is going to be paired up with imperfecto, distraías, okay? Me escapé por la ventana. Okay, me escapé, I got out. It could be me fui. Instead of escaparse, me fui. I took off. Me fui, because you probably are going to talk about going through a window. Me fui, but you left, yeah? Me fui, I got out of there. Me fui. Okay, that'd be a shorter way of saying that. Me fui. And forget about the ventana, just me fui. I took off. Okay. A ver, I'm going to give you the link for this. And I would say it will probably feel kind of intimidating to try to do the shadowing. Although if you feel up to it, I'd say, yeah, sure, go for it. But what you should do is like fast forward through to where he's got the whole text and the idea he's saying, and notice how those words connect through, and notice how some of those verbs indicate a finality to something happening pretty quickly, probably, and other things are descriptive, and those go, unlike the fast happening or sequential things, which are pretérito, the descriptive things will be flipping into imperfecto. ¿Sí? Bien? Okay. Siguiente. Let's, now that we saw a whole bunch of examples, let's get your examples. And you can mix this up any way you want. Si hablamos aquí de embotellamiento, embotellamiento. I should put that word up here. Embotellamiento. There are a couple ways to say traffic jam, but jam isn't one of the words. Embotellamiento. And now notice buried right in the middle of this is bottle.
Ah,
And what kind of bottle word do we use to talk about a traffic jam?
yeah, bottleneck.
Bottleneck, yeah. So same thing happens in Spanish with the same bottle word, just different stuff tagged on to the word bottle. Embotellamiento, embotellamiento. But an easier to pronounce word is this, atasco. Easier to say, yeah, atasco. Same thing, traffic jam. Vale, bueno. Si hablamos de estas fotos, ¿qué podemos decir? And you can talk in any tense you want. Un ejemplo. And I gave you the 3 forms of the haber word, so you can do it any way you want.
Okay.
Okay, sí, very, yeah.
I'm just back and read my writing. Había mucho atasco y era muy difícil manejar mi casa. Finalmente, después 3 horas, llegué a mi casa. Pienso que sea más rápido en mi bicicleta.
Pienso que es más rápido ir en bicicleta.
Sí.
¿Piensas que es más rápido ir en bicicleta? A veces es así. Sometimes it's like that. Sí. Bien, sí. Okay. Bien. If I say there were a lot of cars, would it be, ¿cuál sería? ¿Cuál suena mejor? Which one sounds better? ¿Había muchos carros o hubo muchos carros?
Había. That's my opinion.
And I'm using carros, cars.
Yeah.
Había muchos carros.
Había muchos carros.
Había muchos carros. But if I want to say there was a traffic jam, atasco, is that an event?
Yeah.
Oh,
Unlike just saying there were cars, había muchos carros. Yeah.
Correct. It's an event.
Hubo un atasco, if you're talking about, yeah, because a traffic jam happened. The cars didn't happen. So if I say there were a lot of cars, cars didn't happen, yeah? Había muchos carros, but a traffic jam, that happened. So
that would be perfect.
that would be a pretérito. Hubo un atasco. Hubo un atasco. It would be more likely to go into pretérito because traffic jam is really an event. It's it happens. Yeah. Unlike the cars don't happen, you know. We're just talking about the quantity of cars, right? With había muchos carros. Okay. A ver. Hay otras ideas aquí.
Yo creo que hubo 2 accidentes porque traffic in both directions wasn't working.
Sí.
Excelente, excelente. Creo que hubo 2 accidentes. I think there must have been 2 y accidente es un evento. Hubo, perfecto.
Algunas personas están paradas fuera de los coches. I mean, they were standing outside on both sides. People were outside. With the
Estaban parados a 2 lados.
Aquí.
Sí, ok. Había muchas personas, estaban parados, sí, a los 2 lados de la calle o de la autopista. Ok. A ver, bueno. Bien. And notice when Mary used the example of I got home, that turns into a definite pretérito. Llegué a casa, que es correcto, and that would be correct. If I want to say this guy here was angry or frustrated or something like that, what would happen with that estar? In the past, what would we say?
He was angry.
He was angry.
Estuve.
Well,
Estaba.
well, you're conveying a slightly different idea. If you say estuvo enojado is he got mad. And what you're describing by using pretérito is his reaction. Gah! Okay? But if what you really want to convey is, boy, he was ticked off, it's just how he felt. And then it should go into descriptive mode. Sí, hay una diferencia entre estaba enojado, he was angry, how he felt. And I'm not pegging it in time. Estaba enojado, but estuvo enojado, he got mad. It's a reaction to maybe el tráfico. Okay? El tráfico. Una reacción. Estuvo enojado indicates a reaction somebody had, and it happened kind of fast. Bien? See? So, you know, those two tenses can convey different ideas. They are very nuanced. Okay. Bueno. Adelante, adelante. ¿Dónde está la mujer? Aquí, a la derecha. La mujer a la derecha. ¿Dónde está?
Estaba en el supermercado.
Estaban en el supermercado. Probable, sí. Es probable, sí.
Porque hay mucho botellas de leche.
Hay un montón. Hay un montón de botellas de leche. Es así. Es así. Y ella tiene, ¿qué tiene la mujer? ¿Qué tiene?
I don't know what's called.
No sé cómo se dice en inglés tampoco. ¿Cómo se llama? Es una máquina de
Floors, pisos.
limpiar. Sí, es una máquina de limpiar. Es una máquina. Ella, ok. ¿Cómo se dice? She had a cleaning machine.
Máquina de limpiar.
Ok. ¿Cómo se dice? She had.
Tuve.
Did she get it or did she just have it?
She had it.
Tuviste.
She had it. Tenía una máquina de limpieza, una máquina de limpiar, una máquina de limpieza. ¿Y qué hizo ella con la máquina de limpieza? ¿Qué hizo? What did she do?
Ella limpia.
Limpia ahora, sí, limpia.
Yeah.
Si hablamos en el pasado, if we talk about what she did in the past, how do we flip that into she cleaned?
Limpo.
And that limpi, that I sound needs to be limpió. Sí, limpió. Limpió el piso. Limpió el piso del supermercado con la máquina.
Es leche.
Sí.
Es leche.
Sí, sí, es leche. Sí, es leche. ¿Qué pasó ¿Qué pasó con la leche? ¿Cómo se dice? There was milk on the floor.
Sí.
Sí.
Un botella roto. ¿no?
Alguien rompió una,
Sí.
alguien, no sabemos quién, alguien rompió una botella de leche, ¿no? Ok. Y ¿cómo se dice? There was milk on the floor.
It's there.
Hay leche en el piso.
Hay leche en el piso ahora, sí. En el pasado, in the past, ¿cómo se dice? There was, not there is milk.
Oh,
Hay
sí.
leche, sí, there is milk. ¿Cómo se dice? There was milk.
Había.
Hubo. Hubo.
Did the
Había.
milk happen? Or was it just
Hubo.
there?
Yeah.
Descripción.
Hubo.
Yeah.
Había.
Había. Now,
Ah,
let's think about this. ¿Cómo se dice there was milk on the floor? Is milk an event or is it just stuff?
Stuff.
It's just stuff. The milk is not an event. The breaking could be an event, sure.
mhm.
But if you just say there was milk on the floor, we're not going to use hubo. That will not sound natural to say hubo. So, había leche en el suelo, en el piso. ¿Sí? A ver, okay. So, if I'm just describing what that looked like, había leche en el piso. Okay. Bien. ¿Hay más aquí o no? Siguiente. Siguiente. Okay. We've got a bunch of possible verbs. These are not the only verbs that you can use with the first picture. Could be a bunch of other things, but these would be natural things. Si hablamos de la mujer que trabaja para FedEx. Sí, vamos a hablar de la mujer que trabaja para FedEx y el hombre. Aquí, el hombre es la persona que vive en la casa. El hombre es el recipiente. Es el recipiente de la caja, del paquete. Bien. Ok. Vale. ¿Qué podemos decir de esta foto? And you don't have to use everything. Just throw out any idea.
Oh, this is me. Sorry, that's me.
Oh, sí, pero yeah, you got a little bit of feedback going on there, Mary.
Yeah.
Perdón.
Pardon.
You probably have your two devices too close to each other, and that's why you're getting the feedback. Yeah.
I'll turn it off.
Ok. ¿Qué podemos decir de la empleada de FedEx o del hombre?
Stop this.
Es decir, la dama de FedEx trae un regalo a este hombre.
Ok.
¿Sí?
Ella trae, sí, una caja, un paquete, un regalo, no sabemos, algo. Trae algo a la casa del hombre. Bien. And because she's coming to that place, we can use trae, sí. Ella trae, she's bringing. Ella trae el paquete al hombre. Le trae un paquete. Le trae un paquete. Le trae un paquete.
Así es.
Who is le talking about? Le trae un
Him.
paquete.
Him.
Yeah.
The guy, him, sí, le trae un paquete. Ok. Vale. Algo más. Anything else we can say about that picture?
Sí.
Okay, Pat. Sí.
El hombre estaba feliz que llegó su paquete.
Estaba feliz. He was happy about, sí. Estaba feliz de recibir o de tomar el paquete. Sí, el hombre estaba muy contento, estaba feliz de tomar, de recibir el paquete. Eso, sí, bien. Bueno, sí,
Um,
Kathy.
Un hombre ordenó algo en internet. Estaba esperando la entrega. Una mujer de FedEx le trae su paquete.
Bien, sí.
Él abrirá la caja.
Va a abrir la caja. He's going to open the box, ¿sí? Va a abrir a la caja. Va a abrir la caja. Bueno, sí. Ordenó. ¿Cuál es? Ordenó algo por internet. Ordenó algo en línea, online. There are different ways you may hear that expressed. Besides ordenar, you may hear a verb like this. Pedir. See? Because he ordered something.
Ordered,
Oh.
yeah.
And you ordenar, sí. O sea, sí, tiene sentido, makes sense, sí. También pedir, but noticed, ordenó or pidió son eventos. Those are events, okay? We normally don't say, well, he was ordering. You know, in order to use that as imperfecto with pedir or ordenar, you'd have to be adding something else that interrupts, like ordenaba algo en línea cuando salió el Wi-Fi, when the Wi-Fi went out. Okay, yeah. That has ever happened in the middle of your order. Wow, that is bad when that happens, but sí. Pero por lo general, como pidió, it happened, and that part is more likely to be pretérito, right? What's more likely? Pidió algo en línea, en la red, por internet. Así. Ok, vale. Bueno, algo aquí con el grupo de personas es, ¿y dónde pasa esto? Esto, a la derecha, la foto a la derecha. ¿Dónde ocurre?
Es un reunion.
Es una reunión, sí, claro, es una reunión normal, regular, en una oficina, una presentación, algo así. Ok, a ver, bueno, señalar es señalar. Señalar. Señalar es usar el dedo, sí, señalar. Point out. ¿Sí? Point at something, señalar. Ok, señalar, escuchar, preguntar, mostrar, y más, and more. So those are just some ideas of things you might use for that photo. ¿Sí? ¿Qué debemos decir? ¿Qué podemos decir de esta reunión? Y podemos usar también explicar. Explicar, explain, también.
Tal vez el F señala el dinero que el compañía pidió en el año pasado.
Señaló, and he's probably not pointing at the money. Señaló la cantidad de dinero. La cantidad. O el aumento, the increase. We hope it's an increase.
We hope it's an increase.
Sí, señaló, sí, la cantidad de dinero. O la cantidad de ingresos o algo, ok, bien. Bueno, ¿cómo podemos hablar de las personas aquí en la reunión? What can we say about the people sitting at this meeting?
Escuchaban. They're listening.
Escuchaban, they were listening. They were listening. Escuchaban. See? Escuchaban. How about just they listened?
Escucharon.
Escucharon, ¿sí? Y depende. If you say escucharon, they listened, it's boom, that's it, and pack it up and we're done. But escuchaban, ¿sí? Escuchaban, escuchaban al jefe, escuchaban al jefe que tenía algo, que tenía figuros
Mhm.
de la producción,
Números.
por ejemplo, ¿sí? Que tenía o escuchaban mientras el hombre explicó la producción de este mes. This month's, yeah, production, por ejemplo, ¿sí? Bien. Ok. Vale. Y adelante, hay dos más. Aquí una foto de una pareja con un mueble. Wow, they got a piece of furniture here, ¿sí?
La pareja.
Por ejemplo, leer, read, armar, set up, put up. Like if you put up your Christmas tree, armar is used to talk about that. ¿Sí? Armar, usar, examinar, pensar, organizar. Ok. Verbos que son posibles para describir la pareja aquí en la foto. ¿Qué podemos decir? What can we say that these people did? Carlos.
La asamblea fue difícil porque ella lee direcciones y él no lo hace. Le gusta adivinar.
Sí. Sí. Mi esposo no usa instrucciones. Así.
Just goes.
Does it,
Just like Fred. Just go.
y puede hacerlo. Y puede, sí, y resulta bien. Cada vez resulta bien. Aunque no lee ninguna instrucción, todo sale bien. Everything turns out great. Todo sale bien, ¿sí? Es muy hábil. He's really capable. Pero no lee nada, no. No necesitamos instrucciones. ¿Para qué estás leyendo instrucciones? Ay, ok. Es así. Ok. What did the guy use? See? And you can just use a general word.
No.
If we just use a simple verb like usar.
Okay.
What's the tool? Herramienta?
¿Alguien sabe cómo se dice tool?
Herramienta.
Ok.
Herramienta.
Herramienta, sí. Herramienta, ¿sí? Herramienta. ¿Cómo se dice he used a tool?
Usaba.
Usaba, he was using. ¿Cómo se dice he used? Usó una herramienta o taladro. Esta herramienta se llama un taladro. This tool is called taladro. Taladro, a drill, ¿sí? Un taladro. Pero una palabra general sirve. It works, ¿ya? Sirve. Bueno, usó una herramienta para armar el mueble aquí. Ok, bien. Y quizás fue difícil. Sí, it was a hard job. Fue difícil. Ok, a ver, si podemos hablar aquí, if we want to talk about this last photo here. Aquí, ¿dónde están? ¿Dónde están esas dos personas aquí, a la derecha?
Medical.
El médico.
Sí, están en el médico. Sí, el médico. ¿Cómo se dice? Office, a doctor's office.
Sí, de médico.
Could be oficina del médico. Often it's called consultorio. 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 It's a consulting room. When you go to professional, like un doctor, or your accountant, it's often called el consultorio because it sounds more official, I guess, at consultorio, because you're consulting with them. Okay. Los dos estaban en el consultorio del médico, del doctor. ¿Qué podemos decir? Sí, preguntar, describir, evaluar, hablar, examinar. Ok. Algo aquí. Sí. Esteban, perdón.
Sí, gracias. I'm going to be a little silly here. Él le pregunta a la mujer, ¿vamos a jugar patty cake? Sí.
Perdón. I had a little blip.
Oh, yo dije, él le pregunta, no. Él le preguntó a la mujer, ¿vamos a jugar patty cake? Because of the way their hands are.
Con guantes. Con
Yes,
guantes de
gloves, sí.
látex. Sí. Ok. Le preguntó, muy importante, le preguntó. He asked her. Ok. Bueno, Federico.
In keeping with the theme, she says, nunca me gustó cuando te pones guantes de goma.
Guantes de goma, rubber gloves.
I never liked it when you put on the rubber gloves.
Sí. No me gustó cuando. No me gustó cuando se puso. Sí, los guantes de goma, rubber gloves.
So now, where was I wrong when I said te pones? So
te pones, you're talking to that person saying you. Sí, está bien.
yes.
Sí, está bien. Está bien. You could phrase that as the people talking to each other as you and you. Sí. Ok, vale.
Right.
Hay otra idea aquí. Sí, Kathleen.
El doctor se puso los guantes porque él la examinará y le dará una vacuna.
Le dará. Okay. Now, instead of using future, which is okay. Está bien. Okay. Le dará una vacuna. He will give her a vaccination, a shot, una vacuna. Bien. Let's put it into conversational mode, which is going to go which is going to really follow the idea more of just taking that verb with ir a, va a. Y le va a dar una vacuna. Le va a dar una vacuna. You can say le dará, he will give her. Le dará una vacuna, pero le va a dar una vacuna. Okay. Bien. Okay, so remember, for future, usually it's just ir a and whatever that verb is. Okay. Bien. Bien. Perfecto. Okay. Una prevista. We got a little preview here we're going to have a little tongue-in-cheek preview. You are going to get a video to watch, but now next week starts that second fall session. Para que sepan, so we could have one or two new people coming in, people who come in because they're not here during, it's a snowbird thing, right? So there could be a few new people. So I'm not going to have like a heavy duty prep thing in between because there are going to be some new people coming on. They will see the new video. However, this is a preview for your video. Okay, ¿de qué se trata? Sí, es un video de casi un minuto 30 segundos, algo así, something like this. But this is a lead up to what your longer video will be about, which is actually with a different person. Momentito, your listening video will actually be a different video, but a longer one for real listening. Okay.
¡Qué horror! ¡Qué horror, chicos! ¡Qué horror! He engordado
he's back.
kilos. Ay, 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 ay.
¿Sí? Engordado. I have. I've gotten fat. But now, see, we won't say, unless you're really with your good friends. Okay. You might say, I've gotten fat. Engordado. Sí. Engordado 2 kilos. ¿Cuánto es 2 kilos? ¿Cuántos son? 2 kilos es como 5 pounds. Don't we always?
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
How are you going to phrase that in English? Not I have gotten fat, but I have
Gained 5. Gained 5 pounds.
Put on.
I have put on.
Gained 5 pounds.
I've put on 5 pounds. In English, I've put on 5 pounds. I've gone up 5 pounds. I've gained 5 pounds. But what's the common everyday way to say that? Engordado. I've gotten fat. Okay, so engordado 2 kilos. Okay.
Bueno, mira, que no cunda el pánico, que no.
No cunda el pánico. Don't let panic set in. que nadie tenga miedo. Let no one be afraid.
No cunda el pánico. Perder 1 kilo o 2 es pan comido.
Perder 1 kilo is a play on words. Perder 1 kilo es pan comido. Perder 1 kilo o 2, losing 1 or 2 kilos es pan comido. It's eaten bread? No.
What?
No, what? Pan comido, this is a very common phrase. Pan comido means that something is super easy. So easy a baby could do it.
Pan comido.
Pan comido. Eaten bread.
Well,
Meaning
isn't it-
it's as easy as eating bread. Meaning anybody eats bread. Every Joe Schmo in the world eats bread. So a pan comido is a colloquial phrase saying something is just crazy easy. Okay. A piece of cake. Doing that is a piece of cake. Doing that is easy peasy. Yeah. Easy peasy piece of cake. Yeah. In the colloquial sense is pan comido. Losing a couple of kilos is easy, man.
Muy fácil, muy fácil.
Very
Desde
easy.
hoy, nada de alcohol, ¿eh?
From here on out, no booze,
Nada de cerveza, nada de vino.
no beer, no wine.
Bajar de peso es pan comido, tío.
Losing weight, bajar de, see, bajar, going down, yeah. Bajar. Losing weight is super easy, pan comido.
Han comido. Han comido. No es fácil, tío, no es fácil. Solo tengo que dejar de comer patatas.
Dejar de comer, solo tengo que dejar de comer patatas fritas. I've just got to stop
Eating chips.
eating
fried
chips.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Y chocolate. Digo, nada de chocolate.
And I got to stop eating that.
¿No? Nada. Bajar.
Nada de chocolate. Nada de, and a thing means none of that. None of that. Nada de chocolate, nada de alcohol, nada de vino, nada de cerveza, nada de topopos de maíz o de patatas. Ok.
De peso es pan comido, tío, es pan comido. No vale, no vale. Bueno, también tengo que dejar de comer queso y aceitunas, ¿eh?
I've also got to stop eating cheese and aceituna. Oh, aceitunas son olives.
Aceitunas tampoco
Tampoco, no olives either.
puedo comer, ¿eh? Qué bueno, qué ricas están. Pero aparte de eso, adelgazar, bajar de peso es pan comido.
Apart from that, losing weight is super, super easy. Okay, now you're going to have a more serious take on losing weight, but it'll still be kind of fun, but it'll be a little more geared towards, if we have some new people coming in that they can just pick up easily on it and talk about things. So you're going to get some prompts a little bit later on because I want to give it a couple of days for the new folks to come on, and I'll email everybody in the group. But you will get your regular recap email with the link to the new video, which is going to talk about bajar de peso, losing weight. See, but we're not going to get a long set of homework because we'll have some new folks coming on. Vale, sí, bien, todo bien. All good?
Sí.
¿Todo bien? Excelente. Y no sé cuándo va a empezar el World Series.
Right.
Pienso en
Oops.
Ok. No es mañana. El primer partido no es mañana. Ok. Vale. Bien. Bueno, ok. Dale D-backs, yeah, go D-backs. Ok, eso es todo, ¿sí? Y entonces vamos a empezar.